I want you to picture the year, say, 2015.
Okay.
If you wanted a high-end cinematic motion graphic, something that looked like a Nike commercial, or a sleek tech explainer, you had exactly two options.
Right.
You either paid a specialized freelancer, maybe upwards of $100 per video, or you spent 3 days locked in a room trying to figure out keyframes and After Effects.
Oh, the pain. It was a completely gate-kept art form. You needed that wizardry just to get in the door.
It was expensive, and frankly, it was painful. But here we are. It's 2026.
And things have changed.
The cost has dropped from $100 to, near zero. And the time, 3 days to maybe 15 minutes.
And the skill requirement is. It's just not there anymore.
So today we're exploring this democratization of high-end motion design.
And we aren't just talking about making things look pretty. We're doing a deep dive into a really comprehensive breakdown by Max An from AI Fire. He lays out exactly how to master the 2026 AI stack to recreate some of the most viral styles on the internet right now. Specifically, we're going to look at that Dan Co minimalist style and the Legacy Academy avatar style.
I'm interested in this because it sits right at that intersection of creativity and what I'd call industrialized art. We have a lot to cover. We're going to look at the data, why these faceless videos are seemingly outperforming personality-driven content.
Then the specific tools.
And then we'll walk through 3 specific workflows you can use right now.
Yeah, the workflows are the real meat here. We're going to get into the weeds of VO 3.1, custom prompting, and a model called Nano Banana Pro.
Nano Banana Pro. Okay. I have some questions about that name, but we'll get there.
Yep.
First, let's look at the why.
Yeah.
Because for a long time, the common wisdom was people follow people. You need a face. You need a personality.
Authenticity, right. That was the buzzword.
Exactly. But the data in this deep dive suggests something else is happening.
It really flips that on its head. Max An points to 2 massive examples. First, you have Legacy Academy.
Right.
It's a faceless business page. They average over 50,000 views per post, with some spikes hitting 1 million. And they never, ever show a human face.
Just motion graphics and avatars.
And then on the other side, the personal brand side, you have Dan Co.
The king of minimalism.
He hit 580,000 likes on a single post. And it wasn't a selfie. It wasn't a dance trend. It was a black and white animated graphic.
That is a staggering number for just text on a screen. But I have to play devil's advocate for a second.
Go for it.
Does this actually build a brand, or does it just build view counts? Are people connecting with Dan Co, the person, or just the aesthetic?
That's the key question, right? The philosophy here, the core insight Max An drives home, is that clarity beats novelty. In 2026, we're just drowning in noise. So complex ideas made simple, that's the new viral currency.
So you strip away the influencer, the ego, the vlog look.
And the viewer focuses entirely on the idea, not the messenger.
So probing a bit deeper then, why do you think removing the human face actually increases retention for these specific niches, like finance or tech or stoicism?
Because the signal-to-noise ratio is just higher. You're not analyzing a facial expression, you're processing a concept.
It's pure efficiency. Okay, let's get practical. If we want to build these, we can't just, slap text on a background and hope for the best.
No, we are terrible at that kind of consistency. That's why there's a framework. The source breaks it down into a 5-step anatomy.
And if you violate these,
the algorithm punishes you. Number 1 is timing. Visuals have to change every 2 to 3 seconds.
That feels incredibly fast.
It is, but attention spans are what they are. You have to lock them in. Number 2 is simplicity. The rule is, if the message isn't clear in 3 seconds, it fails.
Brutal.
Number 3 is text. Readable typography beats design flair every time.
Okay.
Number 4, audio sync. This is crucial. The visuals have to hit on the beat or the voiceover emphasis. They call it Mickey Mousing in the industry.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, like in the old cartoons, every footstep has a sound. Every text pop has a click. It ties the visual to the audio so tightly that your brain just can't look away.
And the 5th element?
Pacing. It needs to be calm and purposeful, not frantic.
That's a delicate balance, isn't it? Calm pacing, but changing every 3 seconds.
It's about flow, not chaos.
So we know the rules. Now we need the tools. This is where that 2026 toolkit comes in. Walk us through the specific stack this guide recommends.
It's basically a 4-part harmony. First, for motion generation, actually making things move, we're using VO 3.1.
Okay, VO. That's the heavy lifter.
Then for the image generation, we're using Google Flow, and it's running the Nano Banana Pro model.
I'm sorry, did you say Nano Banana? We're trusting our brand strategy to something that sounds like a smoothie ingredient.
I know. It sounds ridiculous. But technically, it's a specific fine-tuned model. It's optimized for consistency and specific artistic styles. The community names these things and, well, Nano Banana stuck. But it is a powerhouse.
Okay, I'll trust the banana. What's next?
Then you have ChatGPT and Gemini 3 Flash. You're using these for prompting, and this part is cool for video analysis.
Interesting.
And finally, CapCut for assembly.
And before you even open those tools, the guide mentions a secret weapon.
Pinterest. Yes. It's not just for recipes anymore. You search kinetic typography or logo animation. The goal is to find a visual direction before you start prompting. You're curating, not guessing.
It seems like the human element has really shifted from creation to curation. Is the skill now just taste?
In a way, yeah, you're the director now, not the animator. You decide the shot, and the AI handles the pixels.
Okay, director, let's yell action. I want to walk through that first workflow, the elegant cinematic style. The guide says this looks like a high-end commercial. How do we build it?
This one is all about trust and high aesthetic. So step one is getting the prompt right. And we don't just guess. We use ChatGPT to act as a Nano Banana prompt optimizer.
What does that mean, practically speaking?
You tell ChatGPT, I'm going to give you a scenario. You write the prompt for the image generator. But here's the trick. You ask for the output in standard paragraph form that strictly follows JSON logic.
JSON logic. I know what JSON is in code, but why apply that here?
This is a really important nuance. If you just write a long paragraph to an image generator, the model tends to focus heavily on the first few words and ignore the end.
Okay, it gets lost.
Yeah, it sort of bleeds the concepts together.
Yeah.
But if you structure it with JSON logic, brackets for lighting, subject, camera angle, you're forcing the AI to treat each element as a distinct constraint.
So the lighting doesn't bleed into the texture.
Exactly. It cuts down on hallucinations significantly.
That is a fascinating workaround. So we have our optimized prompt. What's next?
Then we go to Google Flow with that Nano Banana Pro model. We set the aspect ratio to 9.16 for mobile. And here's the crucial detail. We generate 2 keyframes, a start frame and an end frame.
Why 2? Why not just 1 and let the AI improvise?
Because we want control. In the old days, you'd give it one image and say zoom out, and the person might morph into a car.
Should grow a third arm. Yeah, the classic AI horror show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But with VO 3.1, you upload the start and the end. You define the destination. Then you prompt the motion between them. For example, slow zoom out, silhouette pushing stone.
So VO isn't just hallucinating, it's connecting the dots.
It's connecting the dots. And it's not just morphing pixels. VO 3.1 has a deep understanding of object permanence and mass. It actually predicts how that stone should move.
And I read in the notes that it adds sound, too.
It does. It generates the whooshes and crunches automatically.
Whoa, okay, that's amazing. I have to be skeptical there, though. Usually AI sound is kind of tinny and generic. Is it actually usable?
For a quick social post, it's surprisingly good. But if you're Legacy Academy, you're probably layering a high-quality Foley track on top in CapCut. It gets you, say, 80% of the way there.
Fair enough. I want to circle back to that 2-frame technique. Why is the end frame so critical in this workflow compared to just prompting a video from one image?
It acts as a guardrail. It prevents the AI from just drifting off script.
Like giving a GPS a destination instead of just a compass heading.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift to style number 2, the avatar-based business, the Legacy Academy style.
Right. This is for people who want a consistent brand identity without being on camera. The workflow is similar to the cinematic one, but the entire focus is on that reference image slot in Google Flow.
This is the part that usually falls apart, right? The character looks different in every video.
For sure. But Nano Banana solves that. You create a master sheet, you define your avatar in a T-pose, then a side profile, a close-up. You upload that whole cluster into the reference image slot.
So you're basically training it on the geometry of the face.
Essentially. You define the hoodie, the posture, the brand colors once. Then every time you prompt a new scene, avatar at a desk, avatar looking at a city, the model checks against that reference. It forces the pixels to align with that master identity.
That solves the consistency problem. But does this replace the need for a human influencer entirely? I mean, can a cartoon really sell a high-ticket product?
Well, the data says yes. For these information-heavy niches, the avatar becomes the anchor. It's less about, I trust this person, and more, I recognize this symbol of knowledge.
The mascot for the modern age. I guess Geico has been doing it with a gecko for decades.
Precisely. We just have better tools now.
Okay, let's get to the third style. This is the one I see everywhere. The Danco minimalist style. Black and white, super high contrast.
The king of minimalist motion. This workflow is fascinating because it's all about reverse engineering.
How so?
The guide suggests you literally download a viral video that you like. Then you upload the video file itself to Gemini 3 Flash.
You upload the whole video file.
The whole file. Gemini has a massive context window now. You ask it to analyze the structure, break down the transitions, the segments, and here's the magic part. Generate image prompts for the first frame of every single segment.
Wow. So you're using AI to deconstruct the viral hit into its component prompts?
It gives you the recipe. Then you take those prompts to Google Flow. But there's a key difference here. For this minimalist style, you only use the start frame in video 3.1.
Oh, so you dropped the end frame. Why?
Because the motion in these videos is incredibly subtle. It's just a slow drift or a bit of grain moving. You don't need a complex trajectory. You just need it to feel alive.
That makes it faster to produce, too.
Much faster. But the real magic, the part most people miss, happens in CapCut. It's an editing technique called the pattern interrupt.
Tell me about that.
It's how they handle the text. They take the captions and physically split them. Half the sentence appears at the top of the screen, the other half appears at the bottom.
I've noticed that. It's actually kind of annoying to read, but I can't look away.
That's the point. It forces your eye to scan the whole screen vertically. It keeps the brain active and engaged.
It makes reading a physical activity. Very clever. I have to admit, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know where the style changes slightly between scenes. One looks like a sketch, the next looks like vector art. This Gemini analysis method seems like it would solve that.
It does, because Gemini generates the prompts for all the segments at once, based on that one consistent video. The style descriptors stay locked in.
So back to the text splitting top and bottom. Why does that specific edit work so well?
It just prevents the zombie scroll. It demands active participation from the viewer's eyes.
Okay, we've got the styles, but I know people are going to try this and mess it up. What are the traps? What kills performance?
Max-Ann lists 4 main killers. The first one is complexity. Just trying to be too clever with too many elements.
Keep it simple.
The second is bad sync. We talked about Mickey Mousing. If the visual hit misses the audio beat by even a few frames, it just feels amateur. The flow breaks.
Like a drummer playing out of time.
Exactly. Third is low resolution. If you don't upscale to 4K with a tool like Topaz, people just scroll past. It signals low value.
And the fourth?
Silence.
Silence. But we just talked about visual clarity.
Sound is 50% of the video, even if there's no music. You need the raw voiceover. And you need those specific sound effects, the whooshes, the pops, the subtle beats to punctuate the motion. Silence kills engagement.
So if you had to pick one, which of these is the most common rookie mistake?
Overcomplicating. Trying to show too much instead of one clear idea.
It all comes back to clarity beats novelty. Okay, let's take a quick break.
We'll be right back.
So let's recap the big picture here. Motion graphics are winning because they simplify complex ideas in a very noisy world.
And the barrier to entry has completely collapsed.
Yeah.
You don't need to be a motion graphics artist anymore. You need to be a stack operator.
A stack operator?
Yeah, you need to know how to weave VO, Nano Banana, and CapCut together.
And the workflows themselves are replicable. Whether you want that cinematic look, the Avatar brand, or the minimalist aesthetic, the path is pretty much paved.
Max-Ann actually ends his guide with a challenge, and I think we should pass it on.
Let's hear it.
Create one motion graphic this week using one of these workflows. Just one. Post it and see what happens.
I love that. It's about getting your hands dirty. You know, it really makes you reflect on how the definition of creativity itself is changing.
How so?
It's moving from manual labor, literally moving pixels around, to intellectual selection. It's about having the pace to know what to make, not just how to make it.
The tools are infinite. The constraint is your imagination.
A provocative thought to leave you with, then. If everyone can produce high-end, perfect motion graphics in minutes, what becomes the next signal of quality? When perfect is cheap, maybe the flaws, the shaky camera, the bad lighting, the human error will become the new premium. Something to think about.
Thanks for listening to this deep dive. See you in the next one.